Peace world, what's going on? Welcome to another Substantial Weekly. My name is Substantial. Today we're going to be talking about Anime USA. Quick recap. We're also going to be talking about Ghost in the Cell and the instrumental, which is streaming all over platforms. And we're going to get back into Anatomy of a Verse. We're going to break down Ghost in the Cell and we're going to talk about how that's going to roll out going forward. And plus, per usual, we got the live Q&A. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned in. See you in a minute. Peace. Yeah. Peace, everybody. Welcome to another Substantial Weekly. Once again, my name is Substantial. Welcome to the show. Pardon the delay on things, man. It is a rainy day here in the DMV, in Virginia specifically, but always happy to see everybody, man. Shout out to everyone tuning in right now, no matter where you're watching in the world. Greatly appreciate y'all spending some time with your boy. All right. Hey, we saw C Cruz check in super early today. Peace, what's going on, brother? Good to see you up in here. We got that guy Frankly in the build. That guy Frankie, pardon me, in the building. Frank, Goita, peace. What's going on? TC Williams, peace. What's up, family? Good to see everybody here today, man. Excited. Catch up with you all, get everybody in the loop of the goings ons, all of that. Some big updates to share with y'all in terms of one of the events and stuff that is coming up. Some big change happened with that, so we're going to jump into that as well as talk about some of these other things going on, man. And excited to be reintroducing the anatomy of a verse. That's something I haven't done in a while. I know that we already discussed some of the ones that you all wanted me to break down. So we definitely will be getting back into that. I've made the decision to do them live because it's easier, quite frankly, to do it live. That way I can, get a question or two from y'all. And then after it's gone live, edit it and do all of the bells and whistles after the fact. So that way we can do more of those. Y'all seem to like it when we were doing it before. And yeah, man, so I definitely want to bring it back. But I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. All right. Let's see. Peace, what's going on? Warpath. Unfortunately, going to have to be in and out today. That's all good. That's all good. It says, Stan, what are you usually doing during the countdown? Man, during the countdown, I am usually sharing it to other platforms and stuff like that. Today was working on technical stuff, you know what I mean? And also the countdown serves as serves the purpose of giving other people time to get the notifications and all of that good stuff. But yeah, man, but oftentimes I'm doing what I'm doing right now, which I usually do during the countdown, which is notifying other folks that this is happening live, so that way they can join us, you know what I mean? So man, I appreciate the question. I appreciate, you always hold it down with the Q&A and all that stuff, man. And it's all good if you got to be out today. But to everyone else, hopefully you're locked in all the way in. We got a lot to cover. Peace, what's going on? Steph, you are one of the many phone calls I got to make because of one of the big changes that's happening with one of the events. But we will get to that in a minute. First and foremost, if you all have not seen the music video yet, if you haven't seen No Per Diem 2.0 with myself and Mega Ran, then you are in for a treat. We're going to go ahead and start the show talking about that today because, man, we just hit the first milestone of the video, and that is No Per Diem hitting, officially reaching 1,000 views. So, man, thank you to everybody who helped make it possible by tuning in and watching the video, and most importantly, by sharing the video, man. It's greatly appreciated. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, besides the homie Stephanie Gale, we also got One Will Wing in the building. Shout out to my brother Javier Starks. Love you too, man. You sound good. Mike is crispy. Congrats on the new video. Thank you, family. I appreciate you. It's the news is not great news, but it's not bad news if you can still do it. But we'll get into that in a minute. All right. So first and foremost, a quick reminder that No Per Diem 2.0 video's out right now. So we are about to watch it live here on the channel for those of you who have not seen it. But I highly encourage you to go check it out, watch it here on the channel, drop a comment if you haven't already. Yeah, man, appreciate your feedback. So without further ado, let's tune in to No Per Diem 2.0 featuring Mega Ran. Shot in National Harbor, right across the bridge from where I live. It was shot across the bridge. I'm in Virginia, but it was shot in National Harbor, Maryland. And yeah, man, let's watch the vid.
I remember doing shows with No Per Diem. They're known by promoters, but the fans hope to see them. Some hope to be them. Went from dive bars and clubs to shows and museums. No cap, no DMs, but the message is direct. Everything you put in ain't exactly what you get. One more thing, don't forget, a check never outweighs integrity or respect. Told me everything that I couldn't do. Told me everything that I should have done. Showed me everything that I shouldn't choose. Then showed me everything that I could have won. Told me everything that I should be. And it's everything that they ain't. On guard, from what I can't see, they ain't qualified to tell me what I can or can't do. If you never tried, never failed, can you truly recognize if I ever will? Fall, then rise, till I'm better still. Get by till we make on paper, then hammer mill. Turn a skeptic to a zealot, cause I've died working toward it. For I live to regret it, whether lost in the force, off course in the desert. I'ma forge what we got into a little slice of heaven. I remember doing shows with No Per Diem. They're known by promoters, but the fans hope to see them. Some hope to be them. Went from dive bars and clubs to shows and museums. No cap, no DMs, but The message is direct. Everything you put in ain't exactly what you get. One more thing, don't forget. A check never outweighs integrity or respect.
It's always been clear who I've been rocking for. Doing what's right ain't what's easy or popular. Ice cold, you might need to rock it first. It's my first concert in the nosebleeds with binoculars. I think it was Sesame Street Live, wrote a paper about it. Everything expertly describes since the day I first switched gears and hit the go. Probably doing it wrong 15 years in a row still. Never straying from the path. Knew if I could make them cry, then I could make them laugh. I was doing the knowledge and they was doing the math. It was long overdue, like a random stand collab. Tax man saying I ain't gonna see returns. That ain't nothing new. I just need to keep what I earned. Looking back with no regrets about anything that we did. Make a living with creations, make life with what we get.
I remember doing shows with no per diem. It's known by promoters, but the fans hope to see them. Some hope to be them. Went from dive bars and clubs to shows in museums. No cap, no DMs, but the message is direct. Everything you put in ain't exactly what you get. One more thing, don't forget. A check never outweighs integrity or respect. I'ma put more where it really counts, and never sell my soul for any amount. Never stress what people consider less. Got everything I need, is what it means to be blessed. I was undervalued by the overrated. Gave me wrong directions, now they all surprised I made it. Created my own lane and found the strength to pave it. And where I'm supposed to be is now where I'm situated. They told me everything that I couldn't do. Told me everything that I should've done. Showed me everything that I shouldn't choose. They showed me everything that I could've won. Told me everything that I should be. And it's everything that they ain't. On God, from what I can't see, you ain't qualified to tell me what I can or can't do. You ain't qualified to tell me what I can or can't do.
Who? You?
You ain't qualified to tell me what I can or can't do.
Never that. Mega Red, substantial.
You ain't qualified to tell me what I can or can't
We continue to break barriers, tear down expectations. Let's go.
Make some noise for Substantial birthday. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So once again, man, that was the No Per Diem 2.0 music video, produced by me. The video was directed by the homie Creative Mindframe, one of the many members of the Nerdy People of Color Collective, NPC Collective. Shout out to the homies. Yeah, man, had a good time shooting that. Part of the video was filmed by him, and then the other shots that were live were actually filmed by my oldest daughter. So shout out to Serenity, aka Peace Gamer Ren. Yeah, man, we had a good time filming that vid. And fun fact too, at the very end, you will notice that you'll hear Mega Ran screen up like, shout out to Substantial on his birthday, you know, because the live portions of the video were actually filmed at, what was it, MagFest, live on my birthday. And then the rest of the video was shot the day after. So, man, it was a busy weekend. A lot of multitasking, celebrating, and all that good stuff. But shout out to everybody for tuning in. Thank you to everyone who's helped the video reach 1,000 views so far, man. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, man, a shout out to those of you who commented on the track as well, man. And see, this is the whole point of, you know, for all of my artists out there, a lot of times, even though a song has been out for a while, you should never assume that everyone who knows you exist as an artist has automatically heard whatever new things you've dropped. And so even though the video is new, the song itself came out almost a year ago, right? So as long as the song has been out, it's amazing, right? You still got people who haven't heard it. So Human, man, I'm glad you're digging the joint, and I'm glad you finally found the song and heard it. Shout out to those of you who already knew what's up, man. I appreciate y'all. All right. But let's keep it pushing. More things to get into. Lots of updates to get into as well. So let's take a minute to talk about Anime USA. So Anime USA was super, super dope. I only have, like, whenever like conventions are super busy, I take photos, but not a ridiculous amount of them. usually other people on the team or my family and stuff are getting photos too. Quite frankly, like we got some photos and stuff, but I didn't have time to sort through everything. So this is going to be mostly just a recap, letting y'all know what you missed with a few photos sprinkled in. So first photo you're looking at is at one of the panels that we did. Shout out to the homie A-Rock for putting together an amazing, bunch of events for us, including the 50 years of hip hop and anime event that happened Saturday night at the convention. This is one of the panels that we did, anime and hip hop, with myself and Shingo too. Shout out to Shingo who came out for the convention, man. Had a good time building with him. And also shout out to my brother Asheru as well, who came through and performed, man. It was a great weekend. All right, so yeah, man. Hold on. Do me a favor to the new folks in the mix right now, because it looks like someone's dropping links on Facebook. While I appreciate the comment and all of that, I'm going to have to delete the link because I'm not able to see what that link leads to, and I don't want any of my folks getting set up. But I do appreciate the comment that you left. All right. So let's keep it pushing. All right. More photos. All right. Right here again, we got myself, Shingo 2, A-Rock, and the homie Javier Starks, who was a guest on the show 2 weeks ago. Shout out to him, man. We performed Lost Touch for the first time live. That was super dope. And shout out to Steph, who was rocking with us as well. Killing it with the harmonies and supporting me throughout my set. Shout out to all of the other amazing performers that did their thing that night. We had a great time. Let's keep it going. Of course, the cosplayers were in full effect as well. Cruella DeVille was in the building. All right. Let's see if the real ones in the chat know like who the brother Montel is cosplaying as. He was our figure model for Sketchpads. And those of you who don't know what Sketchpads is, it's a live art and music lounge that we do at all of the conventions. So Montel has modeled for us a few times and did an amazing job. So shout out to him. All right. And this is some of the folks who attended. Yo, shout out to the homie in the glasses over here sitting behind my daughter and her cousin. Yeah, man, he was in the crowd for the performance later that day. Knew every word of Lost Touch, and that was dope to see. But yes, good job to C Cruz. Hey, clap it up for C Cruz. You know what I'm saying? Master Rosary in here. Yes, indeed. Let's get back to the photos. Got a few more. All right. Shout out to our visual artist, Ben, who was not only drawing, but was also giving some instruction, was giving tips to the artists who had never experienced figure drawing. And so he was giving them tips because they only had 5 minutes to draw for each pose while I was doing a beat set, as you can see. But yeah, man, it was a good time for sure. All right. And he's a really dope artist. Shout out to the fans, man, who were repping. They were repping with different adultish and substantial gear. There's a really dope shot I have of a bunch of us rocking the Mugen shirt. I got to see if I can find that as well, man. It was super dope. Homeboy had like this same guy had the Lo-Fi Mugen shirt that me and the sister Luna Bunny had designed, and then another brother walked in rocking the exact same shirt. So I do have a shot that's really dope of all three of us wearing it. I'll bring that photo up before we get out of here. But yeah, man, it was a dope moment for sure. All right, let's see what other joints. Hey, and that's my youngest daughter, Destiny. She was eyeing that Mario hat from the time we got to the convention. Little kids will literally blow through all of your money as quick as you show up at a convention. So it takes a certain amount of discipline to keep your money in your pocket and try to wait till the last day. But yeah, man, it was a great time. Shout out to everyone who came out to Anime USA, which happened in Arlington, Virginia. we had a really bad storm that came through this weekend. So a ton of people who may have been planning to come actually changed their mind because of obvious reasons. But because of the concert, a decent amount of people still made their way out and braved the weather to spend time with us and have a great time at the concert, man. So shout out to everyone who came out in spite of all of the goings-ons with the storm. But yeah. So that's it on the recap. Like I said, if I can find that other photo, I'll bring it up. I can't believe I forgot to put it in before, but it was a really cool moment. But yeah, man, let's jump into the next thing, another update. So this one's a big one. All right. As I mentioned before, hey, and peace, Joshua. Shout out to Joshua McGee. All right. As I mentioned before, I have a show with A1 coming up. But unfortunately, after posting the flyer and making the announcement yesterday, keep in mind we have been in talks about this event for nearly 2 months, right? So dates were solidified, all of that. Maybe not quite 2 months, but at least a month and a half. We had been talking about this event and had secured everything, booked the venue, so on and so forth. The homies at the venue reached out, and I mean, literally, they reached out to me when we posted the flyer, letting me know that there was a conflicting event. Apparently, they were double booked. No fault of our own. It was just something that they missed because of, reasons I'm not going to get into. But long story short, they hit us back, letting us know that there were 2 other dates available. And so the 2 other dates, we ended up going with Saturday, November 11th. So once again, the show with me and A1 that's happening in Falls Church, Virginia, is moved to Saturday, November 11th. All right. So hopefully you all can still make it. If you're somebody who already ordered your ticket, don't worry. You can go ahead and get a refund if you need it. Just contact me. Let me know. Or, you don't have to do anything if you're one of the folks where, the new date doesn't mess up any plans of yours. So hopefully we see you there. I will just remind everybody that there are early bird tickets available. So right now tickets are only $15. So I mean plus fees, but you can go ahead and order your tickets right now from Eventbrite. Just look up Substantial A1 Crescendo Studios or Substantial Falls Church, Virginia. Or you can go to the link in the description of the video, which takes you to Songkick, and you can purchase your tickets there. All right. All right, cool. Steph is still in the building and still can make it. Hopefully Javier Starks can still make it. They are amongst some of the other artists that I was planning to announce within the next few weeks who will be special guests as we do a live cipher. With basically, nowadays they call it a live mixtape, where we have a bunch of different artists come through and do 1 to 2 tracks with the DJ. That is one downside to the switch of the date. Unfortunately, the brother DJ RBI will be unable to spin on that particular day because he has something else major going on in his life on that same day. And it's a beautiful thing. And I'd hate for him to miss that just to come out and DJ for me. So on that note, more dates, more info coming out on that. Speaking of dates, that should take me to another. Hey, peace. What's up, Soul Tiger? Thanks for joining us. Oh, and by the way, excuse me. By the way, the event is happening on a Saturday. So maybe, just maybe, you do not live in the DMV, right? But you're not that far away. You're an hour away, right? 2 hours, maybe 3. Maybe that's pushing it. No pressure. But I will say this, even though this is part of a promo tour that I'm doing for Adultish, to be frank with you, certain venues are getting back and we're able to secure a few things, and a lot of them are not. So don't expect a ridiculous amount of shows for this particular tour. It's part of the reason why I'm looking to go back to Substantial Live from home, which may be Substantial Live from a studio, maybe Crescendo Studios, just so fans who are all over the place, including places where I oftentimes don't get to venture, still get to have that live show experience, but from the comfort of their home. All right. So yeah, man, but let's get to the next date. All right. So November 17th through the 19th. Now that the show has been pushed up to November 11th, that means that I will be at Anime NYC for all 3 days. All right. So that means Friday, Saturday, and Sunday you can come through, cop some merch, get some autographs, take some pictures, check me out at one of the panels I'm doing. Yeah, should be a good time. I'm also performing Saturday night in New York at Bar Frida. That info is on Songkick. Ticket link isn't up there yet. I should have that soon. But again, November 17th through the 19th, catch me at Anime NYC, or catch me November 18th at Bar Frida performing live. All right. So that's going down as well at Bar Frida. I should be being joined by Stephanie Gale as well as Javier Starks and maybe one or two of the homies from NY. I already talked to one of them, but they told me to keep it a surprise. So yeah. All right. C Cruz will be in the building, ladies and gentlemen. So we got us a true blue supporter coming through. Should be dope, man. Hope to see the rest of y'all that can make it. All right. Shout out to all 30 of you watching across the various platforms as well. Those of you watching on Facebook, those of you watching on YouTube and Twitch, greatly appreciated. Also, another thing that's greatly appreciated, any donations that can be made to the channel. You know, whether you're supporting via Super Chat, you can support via Venmo, Cash App, all of that's appreciated. Never mandatory, but always appreciated. All right, but let's keep it moving. Okay. Got more stuff. Oh, yeah. Another reminder. Here we go. So, for those who don't know, if you are a producer watching this right now, interested in doing a remix for yours truly, Substantial, you got an opportunity to do just that. All you have to do is either become a subscriber on Bandcamp for $5 a month, which gives you access to the official acapella version of Adultish, or you can sign up for Patreon, which also gives you access to the acapella, but you have to sign up at the $5 a month level. Again, in order to get access to this, you do not have to stay as a subscriber for a long period of time if money is tight and that is not something you are willing to do. However, you pay that one-time fee, download what you need to, cancel your subscription, and then do a remix. Send it to me for a chance to basically be featured on Adultish 2.0. I've already gotten some amazing remixes from Kokai, who would definitely be on 2.0. The beats, the remixes are crazy. One or two of the remixes he did, I actually like more than the originals that I produced. And that's saying a lot because I did everything I could, son, to make this project great. But Coke, that dude, in a weekend, son, he remixed the entire album in a weekend. I'm probably only going to go with a few of the remixes that he did, but Jesus Christ, that dude, man, is a savage. Shout out to my brother Kokai for killing it. Shout out to AJ Rios, who also will be featured on Adultish 2.0. Did an amazing remix of You've Grown. And Adultish 2.0 is going to feature at least one unreleased track, possibly two. All right, so stay tuned for all of that. Don't forget this, to go ahead and sign up for Patreon or sign up for Bandcamp subscriptions, so that way you can get access to these remixes. And remember, it has to be at the $5 level on Patreon for you to get the acapellas. Also, some of the other benefits that come with signing up for these for those other platforms. Depending on what level you sign up for, you actually get discounts on merchandise. If you sign up over on Bandcamp, you automatically get 20% off of any merch that's for sale on Bandcamp. And you also get access to my entire catalog. So you can download my whole catalog, not just the instrumentals, when you sign up for Bandcamp. Over at Patreon, it's slightly different. You have to sign up for higher levels to get certain discounts. However, if you're a person who's loyal and stays signed up for a certain period of time, there's certain merch that is covered based on the level that you signed up for and will be shipped to you over time. So you stay at a certain level for a few months, and then some of that merch starts to get shipped to you automatically, including shirts, hoodies, postcards, things of that nature. All right, let's get into some of these comments though. Take a break. Let me breathe. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Steph says, if you want me to do Anime NYC too, I'm down. Yeah, so Anime NYC, I'm not performing. So, you know, I mean, and I don't know how many badges I'm going to get for me and the family. You know what I mean? I got to see how many they're offering or how many I can request. But I'll keep you posted on that. But there's no performance happening there, just panels. All right, but I appreciate you, sis. Kevin Singleton, peace. What's going on? Just got in here. Got in here just in time. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for joining us. All right. Which donation site /source is more substantial to you? YouTube, Cash App. Want to make sure you eating as much as possible, fam. Brother, thank you for asking. And I appreciate that comment, man. Because sometimes, you know, sometimes business is good. Other times, business gets slow. And it get real. You know what I'm saying? We trying to keep substantial off these polls because y'all don't want to see that. I ain't trying to be out here, B. You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep this covered. Keep this precious. Keep this sacred. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to see that. Maybe somebody want to see that, but I don't want to see that. So thank you. So the best way to contribute, to the channel, YouTube is okay, but YouTube does take 25% of whatever you contribute. And on top of that, it takes roughly about 30 to 45 days for me to collect whatever you contribute based on when you submit it, right? And on top of that, I have to hit a threshold of $100 in contributions to the channel, along with ad revenue and things like that, for me to even get paid out. So there's some months where, you know, I don't get paid out because it's sitting at like $95 or something like that. And, you know, I don't always get contributions when I do these videos. I do them regardless because, again, I don't always expect everyone to contribute, you know what I mean? But when you do, it does help out, you know what I mean? Because this is a lot of work, you know, to maintain all of the equipment. I know it's a lot of stuff y'all can't see that's happening behind the scenes, but it is a lot of work to do this and do it consistently to keep y'all in the loop and to spend some time and answer y'all questions. So whatever you can contribute is always appreciated. But best way to contribute where you want to support and make sure that the support is immediate, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal as well. You know, because the moment you send those, I have access to it. I don't have to wait 30 to 45 days to get it. And I also get more of the money when you contribute that way. So just keeping it a buck with y'all. But again, it's always appreciated, never mandatory. And then, of course, those of you who don't maybe want to contribute to the video but haven't bought some merch yet, buying merch is always another great way to support as well, you know? So, yeah, man, thank you for the question. All right, let's see. Remix time is going down. What up, Josh? I see you, fam. Hope you're doing well. That's love. Hey, peace. Luna Buddy in the building. Was, you know, speak of the queen, she shall appear. You see that? I remixed it. No, speak of the devil. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing that. All right, so y'all laughing at that comment before. All right, no worries, still coming. That's what's up. Cash App it is. Hey, man, thank you. Appreciate it. Skip the middleman. There it is. I appreciate y'all. So let's keep it moving. Let's get into other things. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's that time of the show. Talk about the latest and greatest. So right now, officially, Ghost in the Cell. Of course, it's been streaming with the album on all streaming platforms, but it is officially now streaming, you know, along with the instrumental as a single on all DSPs. So definitely check it out if you haven't already. You can stream, download it wherever you listen to your music. And man, like I said, it's greatly appreciated. Let me drop this link. Hold on. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Shazam. Hold up. Missed the button. Yeah, man. But yo, we're gonna get into the nitty gritty. We're really gonna talk about Ghost in the Cell today. And yeah, man. Here we go. This link should work for y'all. But if you have not streamed it yet, please do so. And like I said, the instrumental, for those of you who love the beat on that particular track, shout out to my brother Malcolm Jackson. who played vibraphone on that, both traditionally, and he did bowed vibe. He bowed the vibes, which is crazy. I didn't even know that was a thing until he sent me the files. And then shout out to Tone Deaf, who mixed it, but also added some additional instrumentation to it as well. Added some really dope bells and whistles to that particular track. So again, Ghost in the Cell out right now on all platforms. Stream the hell out of it. Run the numbers up. Go to sleep to it. I don't care what you do. Just make sure you put it in rotation. Thank you so much. Now, what we're about to get into, what we're about to pivot to right now is we're going to talk about Ghost in a Cell in depth in this segment that I'm introducing now to Substantial Weekly. We're going to start doing it live every week. We're going to make sure we hold space for this particular portion. I'm going to introduce that in a second. Let me check this. Thank you, fam. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. But yeah, we're going to jump into this portion right now. So give me 1 second. Let me get this up on the screen and we are going to get into it. Make sure I am all set up so we can begin it. All right. Boom, boom, boom. All right, hold up. All right, here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's begin. We're getting ready to get started. So for those of you who've never seen it before, you're in for a treat. So let's begin, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to jump into a segment we like to call
Anatomy of a Verse.
Yeah. And so this week, Anatomy of a Verse, we're going to tackle the song called Ghost in a Cell. Ghost in a Cell is produced by me, features the homie, legend, my sister from another mister, none other than Stephanie Gale. And as I mentioned before, it also features Malcolm Jackson. It is officially streaming on all platforms right now. That is the cover art. The cover art was inspired by the legendary anime called Ghost in the Shell. And yeah, man, it's a classic. Definitely check it out. The music for this particular track, the instrumental, was inspired by a couple of different things. Mostly the percussion in it was inspired by the song from Ghost in the Shell, which plays in the intro, and it's called Making of a Cyborg. But yeah, man. So we're going to get into it. We're going to do a quick lyric breakdown of the track. Let's get this up on the screen. Hold on 1 second. All right, let's get it queued up. Make sure our visuals are proper. Bong, bong. So, yeah, man. So right now we're going to break down the lyrics. We're going to go through the hook and both verses, give you some more background on the song, all of that good stuff. All right, let's go ahead and drop it. Once again, that percussion.
My gallery gets haunted by these ghosts in my cell. They live on in my memories, but it's no citadel. I'm scared to disappear every time my screen blackens. I hope they're in the cloud and they repenting for their actions. But I know you still here, I feel you with me. My cup running over with spirits until it's empty. The body is a host and the host is a shell. But now you're suited for glory, adios and farewell.
All right. So, again, that percussion that it started with is inspired by, Making of a Cyborg from the soundtrack of Ghost in the Shell, the anime from the 90s. But those opening lyrics, for the chorus, my gallery is haunted by these ghosts in my cell. They live on in my memory, but it's no citadel. I'm scared to disappear every time my screen blackens. I hope they're in the cloud and they've repented for their actions. But I know they're still here. I feel you with me. My cup runneth over with spirits until it's empty. The body is a host and the host is a cell. And now you're suited for glory. Adios and farewell. So out the gate, the goal is to, basically let you know that this song is talking about loved ones that I've lost, part of how I hold on to their memory is, pictures that are in my gallery, music that's in my phone, video footage that I've captured, and all of these different things. And I talk about things like, part of having memories saved on a device like this that's kind of scary is that, when your phone dies, right? Like, or you lose your phone, or there's no Wi-Fi connection and stuff, and maybe you just saved something on your phone and you're hoping that it's backed up in the cloud in case something happens to your phone. Like, these are real fears of mine, man, that like, when I invest too much into documenting things using my phone, that I potentially might lose them. And when I think of like, certain people's numbers who I just don't have I can't bring myself to delete. Like this is a real fear. This is something I think about a lot. So anyway, yeah, man, that's the breakdown of the hook. Now let's get into the verse.
Wish you were here to hear what I'm writing now. Last time it was your brother that I was writing about.
So let's stop right there. So out the gate, wish you were here to hear what I'm writing out. Last time it was your brother that I was writing about. Basically, for those who didn't know, this song is Wish You Were Here Part 2. Wish You Were Here is a song from The Past Is Always Present in the Future, which also features Stephanie Gale. And when I wrote this, initially, I had my own thoughts of how I wanted to do this song. And then I heard Jay Electronica's version. Not his version, but I heard his song, which is a similar topic, which almost made me not do this song. But I came to the realization that I come to a lot of times when I'm writing song. These emotions and these experiences are not exclusive to one person. So, we all have different perspectives on experiences that are similar. So I was like, yo, it's, his family's his family, mine is mine, but we share this similar experience of, not being able to let go of these messages, these photos and all this stuff in the phone. And so, yeah, man. So this whole first verse is dedicated to my Uncle George. Rest in peace to him. And shout out to Jay Electronica,
You was in the stew with me, sat in the chair I'm sitting in, leaning toward the monitor, eyes closed while you listened in to how I missed your brother, my father, your eyes were glistening. Never seen either one of you cry, now I was witnessing glitches in the matrix breaking through your conditioning, thick and skin from life on these streets and years of imprisonment.
Yeah, so literally this studio that I'm sitting in right now is where I was sitting with my Uncle George when I played him Wish You Were Here, which was dedicated to his brother, my father. I literally, one of the photos that I still have of my Uncle George in my phone is a photo of him just kind of leaning over, sitting right next to the monitors, listening to the song. And when the song was done, when he came up, he was crying. And this is a man who's a lot older than me, who, one of the strongest men I ever met. I've never seen him cry. I had never seen him cry up until that point. And so that was a lot, the process. One, to know how powerful your art can be, that it can strike up any emotion for anyone. But for my music to be able to do that to someone who I've never seen cry ever in my life, that was heavy, to say the least. And so, rest in peace to my Uncle George, man. It was definitely a crazy moment. But let's get back into it.
Isn't it crazy how once you come home you're never fully present? It's like a part of you's trapped in that cell and never left it. Upon your exit, got locked in another cell it seems. Eternal life in these photos that's on my celly screen. You might have escaped the pain in your worldly limits, but it's ironic we use a cell to capture an image. So we lash to our village, every phone that we get village with tangible memories we can circle back and revisit.
Yeah, man. And so the other thing is with the word cell, like, you know, making a play on it where it's not just cell as in cell phone, but, you know, a cell as in a prison. You know what I mean? Like you know, just making a play on the fact that, you know, we lock our phones and like these images are trapped in our phones, so to speak. So it's just like our way of, you know, holding these memories hostage, right? These memories we have of people who we love dearly, who we're scared are going to escape our memory. We're going to lose these memories. They'll fade, all of these different things. So we try to keep them in ways that we never have to worry about losing them. And so, you know, in that way, it's a cell or like a lockbox of sorts. You know what I mean? So definitely tried to do my best to illustrate that. Shout out to everyone in the comments as well. Kevin says, this song, man, the feels, the emotion makes you really reflect on the lost ones in the best way possible. Man, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's get back to the tune. Back to the hook.
My gallery is haunted by these ghosts in my cell. They live on in my memories, but it's no citadel. I'm scared to disappear every time my screen blackens. I hope they're in the cloud and they repenting for their actions, but I know you're still here. I feel you with me. My cup running over with spirits until it's empty. The body is a host and the host is a shell. But now you're suited for glory. Adios and farewell.
Yeah, another thing too is this is something that shout out to my brother Micah Blacklight. A early criticism he had of me as a writer was, he was like, yo, these things that I love that I hear you do when you do your battle rap stuff, right? Like the wordplay, the different flows, the double and triple entendres, like all of that stuff. He used to criticize me. This was like late 90s, right? Back around the time before I started, before I sent my demo to Def Jam and Nujabes Best and all of this stuff. You know, I was really just focused on being a battle rapper, and, you know, I wrote other songs, but I was good at writing hooks, but I was still trying to perfect writing songs that were about more serious topics. So anyway, the thing he pushed me on, he was like, man, all of those things that make the battle rhymes great that you do, I need you to find a way to tap into that more when you write songs like the one y'all are listening to now. And so that's why, like, you know, from the concept, right, making a play on the titles from the anime to this song, and then like lyrics like my cup runneth over with spirits until it's empty. You know what I mean? And it's like, so the double play on that, you know, we think of spirits as in wine and alcohol and things like that. But then, you know, I'm literally, you know, we oftentimes in certain, when I worked in education, we talked about, like, you know, filling people's bucket, right? Basically pouring into them, putting good vibes into them and stuff, encouraging them, lifting them up, as opposed to being a person who's constantly taking from their bucket, right? So in this case, I'm talking about these ancestors, like my fam who's moved on, who's passed on, who've become ancestors, right? And how, like, their spirits now fill me. They live on through me. And so my cup runneth over with spirits until it's empty. The body is a host and the host is a cell. But now you're suited for glory. Adios and farewell. But yeah, let's go to another comment and then get back to the lyrics. I love this because sometimes hearing the song against listening to it broke down by the artist can change the perception / perceptive of it to the listener. Definitely a great way to connect even deeper. Man, I appreciate you. Thank you, family. All right, let's keep it going.
To my Uncle Joe, we wish you were here. I see you. We wish you were here. True Boy, Nujabes Best, Jay Dilla. We wish you were here. to my father, I wish you were here. PH, Dex, Dream, vice versa. Wish you were here. Young Gabriel, wish you were here. Man, Frankie, my brother Junior, wish you were here. Too many names, but I wish you were here.
Yeah, man. Steph pointed out this song gives me remnants of Buddhist and Shinto culture. Word. Wow. And she said very haunting in a good way. No, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, and that was the point, right? Like when you watch a film like what was it? The Sixth Sense, right? Like, and how there's no way to talk about it without spoilers to make the point. So for those who haven't seen The Sixth Sense, first of all, what's wrong with you? One of the greatest movies ever. You need to go watch that. And spoilers, spoiler alert. So yeah, man, when you realize that Bruce Willis's character is a spirit, is a ghost, right? And who hasn't found closure and doesn't realize they're dead, like, the movie is extremely haunting. But when you think about, like, he, to an extent, has been haunting this child along with other ghosts this entire time. But at the same time, they learned from each other. And so he did help them. So sometimes these memories, these different things or whatever, the loss we feel, is connected to some bad feelings. But then there are lessons in those losses. There are memories that sometimes help you process other things you've experienced and grow from that. So the idea that something can be haunting, but also still have some good in it as well, is really the objective of this song. You know what I mean? Because the pain is real, but the pain isn't always bad. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Let's see. Quick comment says, I see anime plays a lot in some of your songs. I wanted to know which anime impacted you the most. Whew. That's something I gotta really think about. I mean, the easy answer, I think, is probably Samurai Champloo, just because it helped realize something that I thought about when I was 15 years old, and just really wondered why, like, hip hop couldn't be included in anime, where so many hip hop heads that I knew loved it. And I just found it hard to believe that there were no people out there who loved anime and was making it that didn't want to use it in the medium. So seeing that, like I'm always a person that is trying to push boundaries within reason. That's something I dreamed of doing many years ago. So when I finally saw it and then see it happening, and knowing that a friend of yours had something to do with it, like, man, that's super inspirational. So if anything, it just, you are like, I already loved anime, but like seeing anime embrace the culture that helped raise me, you know what I mean? The reason why most of y'all are here right now, right, is because of hip hop and my love for it and my passion to create within this culture. So yeah, man, that was, like I said, that's the easy answer, but I'm sure if I thought about it a bit longer, I could list some others. But going back to Ghost in the Cell, so the bridge that we just heard probably a few minutes ago breaks down like different people are lost. I talked about my Uncle George already. I had also lost my aunt Acelia, who had passed away not too long, maybe less than a year before this song was written. I mentioned Trugoy. De La Soul is one of my favorite rap groups, probably top 3, top 5 rap groups for me. And they were definitely very influential on me, just showing black men in a different light. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't always see all sides of me reflected. You know what I mean? There's no one person that I see and be like, they're exactly like me. I just see pieces of myself in other people. Pardon me. Pieces of myself in other people. And when I saw De La come out, I felt like another part of me that I didn't fully realize wasn't being shown in the music was being, put on full display. And so, so losing Dave, like when Dave passed away, I did have the pleasure of opening for De La, but in the past I've only ever met and really not chopped it up, but met and took pictures with Plug One. You know what I mean? But Trugoy, like, I felt like he was criminally underrated, man. And so when he passed, that hurt. Like, I cried several times. Like, I don't think of a lot of the different people in hip hop that passed away that I didn't know. I don't remember crying as much as to when Dave passed away. So yeah, man, it affected me deeply. Obviously losing Jay Dilla, and of course, losing Nujabes, who I knew and worked with. These things still have profound effect on me. Losing PH, Pumpkinhead, rest in peace, to my brother, fellow member of The Plague. We were crew. We traveled together and stuff, made music together. So honoring him. Vice Versa from EOW. Salute to my brothers EOW. Vice was the homie. Always showed a ton of love, man. Got love and respect wherever he went. So, and then obviously my other family members. I mentioned some of my younger family members. My great nephew, Gabriel, who passed on. My Lalin, who was another family member of ours, who was a small child who we lost. And then I mentioned my brother-in-law, Junior, Frank Jr., who passed away. So yeah, man, definitely wanted to honor as many of these folks as possible. I just saw one of the comments. Yeah, man. But anyway, let's keep it going.
Can't let you go if I wanted to. I refuse to release you. Can't text or call if I need you, but at least I can still see you. So many numbers and faces, can't bring myself to erase them. Voids that can't be filled with no perfect fit to replace them.
Yeah. So again, talking about the struggle of, like, we've all been there where our phone starts to run out of space, or you see contacts that you don't call anymore and stuff like that. So you have those moments where when you're trying to clean up your phone a bit and remove certain things from it, you come across these people who you've lost, messages from them, pictures of them, their contact information. And it's just like, when I say I can't bring myself to erase them, like, it feels like an offense. It feels wrong. Like, I mean, I feel bad when I even think about it sometimes, you know what I mean? Even when I know it's backed up somewhere else, I still am hesitant. I still hesitate to remove it from my phone when it's a photo or video, you know what I mean? Just because I want to be able to access it wherever I am. Yeah, man.
Time has turned your iPhone to a mobile mausoleum, or an android filled with memories of human beings. Like Motoko Kusanagi, show is over and I'm sorry. Life was the main event, hope we link at the after party.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Those bars right there, there are many lines in this song I'm proud of, but that whole time has turned your iPhone to a mobile mausoleum, right? You stop right there. Like, just what that statement in itself embodies. But then, because, everyone, iPhone's the more popular one. It's the status symbol one. It's technically not the more popular. Android is the biggest. It's like there's more people with Android phones in the world than there are iPhones. Most people don't know that. But so to go from time has turned your iPhone to a mobile mausoleum, or an Android filled with memories of human beings, like Motoko Kusanagi, right? So that's the name of the character in Ghost in the Cell, who's an android, right? Or an android filled with memories of human beings, like Motoko Kusanagi. Show is over and I'm sorry. Life is the main event. Hope we meet at the after party. So whether you believe in the afterlife or not, whether you believe in heaven, hell or not, for me, it's belief. Anytime we talk about belief, and like the Rasta say, the clip that went viral, to believe something is not to know, right? Like you don't know for sure. That's why you believe. And so I don't know what's in store for us, right? I love to pretend like I'm certain that there's a heaven and hell, but most days I'm not. You know what I mean? And even when I start like, yeah, then I'm like, nah, like, I don't know. But that doesn't mean I can't be hopeful, right? And so I love the idea that these people who we lost are never full, like, one, they're never really gone because part of them still lives with us. But my hope is that in some way, shape, or form, we reconnect after all of this is said and done. You know what I mean? For me, that's a beautiful thought, you know? Yeah, but anyway, let's get back into it.
Scroll through pics and video with fam and friends I'll never see again. Music I've been consuming from legends since the age of 10. Songs I did with the
I was about 10 years old, 9 or 10 years old when I first heard De La. So it was a nod to Trugoy and De La Soul.
homies this difficult to play again. All of them at their peak before their health began wavering. Why does the cage bird sing? So we remember them, scared to death to free them, cause how else will we revisit them?
Yeah, man, the whole idea of you know, when I say all of them at their peak before their health began wavering, I think of all of these people I lost and think about these huge moments involving them, or huge moments in their lives that involved me, or we, you know, interacted during these times, and remember feeling like they were bigger than life. I mean, yo, listening, like, you know, before I ever met and worked with Pumpkinhead and became friends with them and, you know, and traveled with them and, you know what I mean, like drove cross country to Scribble Jam and, you know, riding out to Philly and stuff to perform and, you know, just scooping them up so we could, like, you know, doing African Street Festival together in Brooklyn, all of these different experiences I have with them. And of course, recording. Before any of that happened, I was a fan of this dude. And so, you know, that moment that I still to this day remember coming off stage, performing somewhere in Manhattan, and PH coming to me and just being like, yo, your voice, bro. He's like, man, he's like, your voice is amazing, man. You're so dope. And like, yo, what that felt like. This is one of the first times that someone I literally was listening to and wishing I had the opportunities that they had, you know what I mean? Like, and wishing to kind of get to that point where people globally knew who I was before any of this had happened. So to get that, to receive that type of validation for someone I had deep respect for as an MC, and then later deep respect as a man, and a father and everything, you know, like I remember these moments, like they're very clear to me. And so to think of them in those moments, and then like just out of nowhere, all of a sudden, like health issue, and in two of these cases, when I think of Vice and PH, like, yo, it just kind of came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? They were here one day, and it wasn't super obvious that, you know, they were on their way out. Like, you know what I mean? That's the trauma associated with that. And of course, it's like it's tenfold for people who were even closer to them than I was. But yeah, man. But that's with that part.
Loads of content about you, still hard to be content. Wish you were physically here, so this is my lament. My gallery is haunted by these ghosts in my cell. They live on in my memories, but it's no citadel. I'm scared to disappear every time my screen blackens. I hope they're in the cloud and they repent for their actions, but I know you're still here. I feel you with me.
I'm gonna turn it down so yeah, man. You know, so yeah, I mean, and it, like, you know, that's the lyric breakdown, and it just, I hope that you know, it gave you some more insight on you know, what I set out to do. Let me turn this part up real quick.
Actions, but I know you're still here. I feel you with me.
Yeah, man. Whew. You know, I knew early on that, like, at the end of the song, I wanted to do that. You know what I mean? Give that, like, but I know you're still here. I feel you with me. You know, and I was talking before about, like, with the Rasta man, I was talking about the difference between belief and knowing. So when I say I know you're still here, I feel you with me. You know, I'm not just talking about their spirit on me. I'm just, you know, there's things that I do that are in direct correlation. They're directly related to experiences I have had with these people. So you know, so they're forever with me. You know what I mean? All of them. You know. So anyway, yeah, man, that's
The body is a host and the host
that's Ghost in the Cell. You know. Shout out again to Stephanie Gale for just making everything that I've done with her better. Shout out to Malcolm Jackson for doing the exact same thing, man. I hope y'all enjoyed that breakdown. You know, it was definitely that was not an easy song to make, and but I'm proud of that entire album. Adultish top to bottom, I feel like is my best work. But that particular song, man, it was the last song that I wrote for Adultish, and it was not an easy song to write. It started out with a different beat before I had ever heard what Jay Electronica did with this with a similar concept. I had the beat like about 6, but I don't know how many months out, but like several months before I'd even heard his version, maybe even longer than that, maybe a year. And I posted it on my Patreon at some point back when I first had the idea. The original beat. Again, if you're a Patreon supporter, you can go in there and look through the instrumental section for an instrumental called it is called No Answer. You know, hence, you know, Ghost in the Cell, like no answer, then they can't answer when I call. So yeah, that's how long that'll kind of give you an idea of how long I've been sitting on that idea, and understand that even when you see that, like I had the idea long before that, I just finally had the beat for it. But yeah, man, hope y'all enjoyed that breakdown. Thanks again for watching Anatomy of a Verse. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Next week, we're going to switch it up. We're going to do Anatomy of a Verse again, and we're going to do it every week on Substantial Weekly. But next week, I'm going to keep my word and do a breakdown of a track that I said I was going to break down a while ago. And so the track that we're going to talk about next week is going to be Blessing It. You know, it's long overdue, so I'm going to make sure I get that queued up. We'll do a breakdown of Blessing It, talking about it. You know, we're going to focus mainly on the first verse of the song, and then I'll give you a little bit of the history of how that song came to be and some funny stories around it and all that good stuff. But at this time, let's get into some of these comments, Q&A, all that good stuff. Man, thank you. Appreciate all the love. Wordplay is always fire. Thank you. Word, PH is a monster. Been bumping him a lot lately. Yeah, man. Shout out to my bro. Wasn't expecting to feel all of this today. I wasn't ready. Sorry, fam. Sorry. You know, I hope it ain't all bad though. I think a part of being a human being, I think a part of being human is having memories. Compared to a cyborg, human memory cells die over time. Indeed. Steph always killing it, 100%. Got to cherish the memories. Absolutely. All right, thank you for sharing your message behind the lyrics. You're very welcome. I hope you enjoyed that. All right. Thank you for sharing those experiences with us. Man, it's my pleasure. It's an honor. Yep, Steph always killing it. No lies detected. Appreciate the breakdown for this thing. Man, appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'm assuming you're excited because I'm talking about Blessing It next week. You know, that should be a lighter one. Get some laughs in there too, because there's a funny part to that story about a little bit of conflict that me and Nujabes had in the studio that Pace Rock helped us resolve. So yeah, we'll talk about that. Let's see. I was listening to the remix this morning. That's love. All right. Let's see. I still plan on listening more to Adultish USB cassette later on this weekend. Yo, thank you. Enjoy. All right. So on that note, quick reminder before I get out of here, because I think there is some other things, one or two things I wanted to plug before we go. Oh yeah. Let's put this up. Steph, man, Steph was honoring our bro, PH. Hold on, let's bring that back up on the screen. Sorry. Go ahead. Stuff says PH was such a good dude. Last time I saw him, we were at SRB. Yeah. And he had addressed the security in my defense. That's, man, that dude, man. He was a stand-up dude. Just always full of love, man, and support. You know, a lot of dope memories with PH. But rest in peace to my bro. All right. Yep. So let's get this on the screen real quick. So quick reminder, Adultish out now, streaming on all platforms, along with, of course, some of the instrumentals from the project are also available. The acapella version only available on Patreon and Bandcamp to those of you who subscribe. But definitely, if you have not listened to the album, and by some of the comments I saw early on, where it was your first time hearing No Per Diem 2.0, that means it's highly likely you have not heard this album yet. I beg you to go turn it on this weekend if you have not listened to this album top to bottom. Give it a listen. Hit me up on one of the platforms. Drop a comment on YouTube. Let me know what you think. You know, any of you who've listened to it so far who've not left a comment on the YouTube video that has the full album, man, please consider doing that, or dropping a comment or review on Bandcamp. There's also this site that I use. I won't say that I use it, but I do check it out to see what people are saying from time to time. It's called Rate Your Music, and quite frankly, I can tell that not a lot of people who listen to me heavily are on that site, because albums that I talk to fans, and fans always like are you know, the ones who really love the music are oftentimes bigging it up, talking about classic this, love this, maybe not such a big fan of this particular thing. But I don't see a lot of that energy over there, and I do know a lot of random people use that site just to kind of get an idea of how people feel about certain projects before they give it a spin. So if you are familiar with Rate Your Music and you haven't rated any of my music over there, including Adultish, go ahead, head over there, because some of these albums that y'all feel like are my best work are literally sitting with scores that are under 3 over there. So I know it ain't y'all, you know what I'm saying? So definitely any of the places that you can leave a comment to support the record, outside of just buying it, please consider doing that. And hold on. It said, I'm on listen 246. I think I got one more playthrough in me. This house beyond a classic. Yo, thank you so much, fam. I appreciate you, man. But yeah, man, definitely do that. But before we get out of here too, let me also just remind y'all, Kickstarter packages or orders are still being shipped out. I have been dealing with a few issues with some packages being returned to me, which is crazy, because in one of the cases, the person actually lived at the address, but the post office put vacant on it and sent it back to me. So it puts me in a weird position, because I can't ask that person, if it was you, can't ask you to give me money again for shipping. You know what I mean? But it definitely cost me to reship the stuff out. And so, again, if you are one of the few people who still have not completed the survey, oh my God, please go complete your survey, or send me a message just checking in if you haven't received your package. Most of you have completed the survey at this point. So, you know, those packages will be going out. I've had to literally like call people in some cases where folks gave their numbers. I had to call some people just to get their address information so I could put their stuff in the mail. It's been crazy. And now that most of I think I still got a few more hoodies that are supposed to show up, but most of all of the items, as I mentioned before, are here. So right now we're just doing the final sorting of the stuff that's currently present so we can get these packages out the door. So look out for notifications throughout the weekend, sending out some more packages today and through next week. I was hoping to be done before September was over, but you know, my schedule outside of just sending these packages, from making the music to teaching 2 different places, doing events and, you know, being a dad and everything else. You know, it's making it, I'm doing most of this by myself. Not trying to make excuses, just letting you know why it's taking me a little longer than I anticipated to get this done. But know that it will be in your hands before before fall is over. And hopefully we won't be in November still waiting on packages. I think I have less than 40 packages left to deliver. So well over 100 plus have been shipped. So yeah, man, chugging away. All right. Let's see comments real quick. Damn, Stan, you may have to make a parody song called "Take the Survey." It might have to happen. You know, maybe that's the only way I'm gonna get these people who haven't completed the survey to complete the survey. So yeah, excuse me. So on that note, let's get ready to get out of here. Thank y'all so much, man, for tuning in. You know, we are over 10,000 subscribers now. We're at 10,200, I believe. So that little blurb you're seeing up on the screen is not accurate. But yeah, we are on our way to 11,000. Thank y'all so much. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do. If you are subscribed to the channel but have not turned on notifications, what's wrong with you? What you doing? Get your life together. Go ahead and do that. All right. And look out for I'm going to do an edit of me talking about Ghost in the Cell live. I'm gonna do an edit of it, and I'm gonna cut it out of this video to make it a bit shorter and re-upload it. So even though you watched it live, when it pops back up, be sure to rewatch it. I might add a few bells and whistles to it, but we want to make sure that the rest of the rest of the notification gang also gets a chance to see it. All right. So on that note, let me get out of here, man. Y'all have a great weekend. Peace to everybody. Yo, thank you in advance for rating the joint. Yo, much love to you too. I appreciate you. Shout out to everybody watching, whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you're watching on Facebook or Twitch. It's greatly appreciated. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a safe weekend. 100%. Thank you to Soul Tiger. Dang, I showed up late. Midnight Train. It's all good. Catch you next time. Go ahead. Watch the replay if you haven't already. And once again, No Per Diem 2.0 video out right now. Be sure to watch the video. Be sure to hit like on it. Share it with your network if you haven't. Do something. Help get the word out. Drop a comment. It's greatly appreciated. Let's see. All right. Peace. All right, everybody. Y'all take care. Catch you next time. Peace.